Hi, my name is Jerry Parker, and I'm a storyteller. And the stories I tell, I guarantee, are 60% true. I'm going to tell you a story that was wrote by Anonymous, a man that discovered paintings in the prehistoric caves in France and Spain. Also, paintings on the wall that were masterpieces without a name. Anonymous. This is another story by Anonymous. It is called Have Some Madeira, My Dear. She was young. She was new. She was pure. She was nice. She was fair. She was sweet. 16. He was old and vile, and no stranger to vice. He was bad, he was base, he was mean. He had slyly inveigled her up to his flat to view his collection of stamps, all unperforated. And he said, as he hastened to put out the cat, the wine, his cigar, and the lamps, "Have some Madeira, my dear. I'm not trying to tempt you. That wouldn't be right. You shouldn't be taking spirits this time of night. It's really a case of shocking a sun gout. Have some Madeira, my dear." Now, if it was sherry, you'd be wrong to say yes. And I cannot drink stout, and the port of wine I could well do without. Have some Madeira, my dear, unawares of the snake in the grass, the faith of a maiden who dotes, she lowered her standards by raising her glass, her eyes, her courage, and his hopes. And he said, as he carved one more notch on the handle of his gold-headed cane, "Have some Madeira, my dear. It's really an excellent year. Now, if it were gin, you'd be wrong to say yes, for the evil gin does is hard to assess. Besides, it's inclined to affect me proudest. Have some Madeira, my dear." She sipped it. She drank it. She drained it, she did. And he quickly refilled it again. And he said, "Have some Madeira, my dear. I have a small cask of it here. And once it's been opened, you know it won't keep. Do finish it up. It will help you to sleep. Have some Madeira, my dear." Then there flashed through her mind what her mother had said in her anti-penultimate breath. "Oh, my child, should you gaze on the wine when it is red, be prepared for a fate worse than death." She let go of her glass with a shy little cry. "Ah!" crashed Eagle, that fell to the floor. And when he said, "What in heavens?" she made no reply of her mind in her dash for the door. "Have some Madeira, my dear," rang out down the hall loud and clear, on a tremulous voice that was filled with despair, as she paused to catch her breath in the cool midnight air. "Have some Madeira, my dear." The words seemed to ring in her ear. until the next morning when she woke up in bed with a smile on her lips and an ache in her head and a mustache on her earlobe that tickled and said, "Have some Madeira, my dear." Thank you. I'm Jerry Parker, and I'm a storyteller.